everybody, welcome back. It's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode once again, but no, that's alright, right? So I made a small foundry. It's only a 3x3x2 inside, but that's all I had enough stuff for. I have a basin, I have a craft table, 2 tanks, which I didn't really need 2 tanks, but I have 2 tanks. That's stuff that the villagers won't use. So once I get lava, I'll melt it down. So that's that. Oh, I got diamond shears from the Illuminati pet too, and a bit of bread. I've been getting a couple strange things from the Illuminati pet. Now what we need to do is I'm kind of working on a mine, but I want to see how it works with the villagers. So we're gonna delve into the Techtopia mod, and I think we're gonna go into the we're gonna try again with the I can talk. We can do this. Ready? The Treasure 2 mod. That's what there we go. The Treasure 2 mod is what is another thing I'm gonna try to get at least one item, or at least one treasure chest, like the whole way. But we're gonna open up these gifts first and see what we get. Just kind of like go into this back hallway, because then I don't care if it's like full of mobs. I can hear a chupacabra, but I don't see a chupacabra. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. I figured it's easier that way, to just kind of like spam it. And then just kill the leftovers. Alright. So we got... This is pretty good. It gives regeneration. And it started giving me these stupid name tags again, which I don't know why. But whatever. I'll use them for the matter overdrive, or just throw them away. 4 blocks of iron, which isn't really that big of a deal anymore. Because, well...
Do you like your present? I do. Don't open that one.
Alright, looks like we are done with that. So let's see what else we can do. And my chest plate broke. I don't know if I have anything else in here that's spare. I might have a leather one. Yeah, that is a big old negatory. Alright, so... I guess we can just make up an iron one real quick. I got a bismuth ingot and a zinc lever from the Illuminati pet as well. Now let's put a bunch of this stuff away. And then we'll, I guess we'll make a chest plate and then we'll get to it. Let's go with a good old-fashioned iron one. Oh, I couldn't figure out what I did previous to get the tritanium ore to be crack hammered. So I just put a recipe in where I stick this in the crafting table and it gives me 2 dust. I know it's a little cheaty, but I mean, I don't know how I don't know what happened. Like the configs let me do it before, and now I don't know what I did to make it work. So it's not working. It takes 8 ingots to make a chest plate, doesn't it? That's pretty perfect. And the damage indicator mod seemed to disappear on me too, so I had to re-download that. I don't know what happened to that either. But there's quite a few things that went a little wonky whenever I switched the mod packs. So I don't know I don't really know what's wrong, but it's... I should have fixed some of them. Like, for instance, I changed all the gear recipes. So now if you want like a Signalium gear... Oh, I didn't delete these yet? Okay, well I have to delete these 2 recipes, or at least this one. Because this is going to be the recipe we're going to use. I'm just doing a steel rod with Signalium. It seems reasonable. Why did it double it? Like, why did it show up twice? Oh, okay. Base metals. Oh, no, they're both base metal. Huh. I thought it ore dictionaried the rods, but that's... I'm not exactly sure why it did this twice. Oh, well, that's something else I can fix eventually. Right now, I got the... Here's the general idea. This will be the recipe that's going to be made available for all of these. So, see, the only thing that's going to be different than the normal is that the center one for these ones are going to be a steel rod instead of like a Signalium rod or an Enderium rod, because there is no Enderium rods. And I want to make them and all, but I don't know how to do that. Enderium. So yeah, there's no... Got ingot, blend, nuggets, but no rods. So yeah. Alright. And I got my forges made. So now once I get lava, I can start really doing stuff with that. Okay, it's daylight, so let's a small mana flask. Actually, we gotta craft something real quick. I want to make a tank, because I made one, and I accidentally placed it in the lava, instead of, you know, filling it up with lava. So we need 2 redstone. And for some reason, I'm getting a crap ton of these books. Like, almost every time I log in, I get another one. And I don't know why. Like, that's something else we're gonna have to change. That's a Techtopian thing. Glass and iron. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I think it was 4 glass. No, it's 3 glass. And a piece of iron. I know I still have iron. There's 5 blocks of iron, but I was pretty sure I had, like, ingots somewhere. There's no way I used all my ingots. That's something else I gotta do. I gotta get the simple storage unit up and running. I got 40 emeralds, but no diamonds. Okay, so we are going to... I guess we'll take those blocks of iron and break them down for now. Maybe we'll take the bucket with us, too. I'm not sure how to use that tank. I don't have to go to a crafting table. I am a crafting table. Okay. So now, hold shift for details. Signal disabled. See, I thought you could just, like, click this, and it filled it up. Or, you know, you don't have to, like... No, it doesn't seem to... Oh, well. It works either way. Let's, put this up here, I guess. So we're gonna kind of show off the progress a little bit, what I've been doing. And we're gonna see about filling up this tank with lava too real fast. I know there's a lava pool over here. The problem with it is, I keep getting attacked by aphrites and lobbers. For some reason, their spawn rate has been drastically increased. But it's kind of been like that for RL Craft too. I don't know if I just never realized it, if I was always just so good at the game and so overpowered that I never realized that, you know, there's a lot more mobs, or, you know, I've just Or they just added more. I don't really know. Okay, let's put this guy here. I want to put it kind of far away, because last time I kind of, you know, dunked it in lava. I took out the more buckets mod, which I'm kind of regretting. Because the more buckets mod was kind of nice. It made life a lot simpler. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I used the tank instead of the reservoir. I think the reservoir you can use directly as a bucket. And I think we made the tank instead. I think that's why this is like this. Oh well. If I can directly input this into the foundry, I don't really care. Okay, that looks like that's that. Let's I thought it lost its inventory. I was gonna be like, no, all that wasted time. You thought I was gonna kill that sheep, didn't you? So, I was sitting around my base, and I got a notification that these guys were taking damage. So I checked into it, and it turned out that they were starving. So I took them a bunch of food. And then I got a notification that said a necromancer is attacking the village, and I lost a guard and a farmer. So I decided that I'm going to get into the Techtopia mod a little bit quicker, so I don't, you know, kill all my guys, or kill this town off. So I built a wall around it, and it's pretty good. One of the problems I had was a very large amount of the villagers were outside of the wall, and they couldn't figure out how to get in. But once I broke a hole, they figured out how to get in, and then, you know, they don't seem to want to go out there, which is good. One thing we got to do is I want to break down all of the farms and string them together as like 3 or 4 9x9s, and then I want to break down all these small houses, and then put like a row, or like a housing complex where all the houses are like back to back, and I can put like, you know, 2 villagers in each one. That's the second plan. Now it's lagging. Now there's a couple up on the hill. There's a couple houses. There's a couple houses that are up in the up on top of the mountain. I'm probably just gonna completely get rid of those because they're inaccessible. Oh man. Like, you see them up there. There's one there, and there's one right there. They're pretty much inaccessible. And then there's this guy right here, which I'm either going to break a hole into and shell out, or I'm going to just get rid of it. Because, like, I don't know if it spawned into the mountain or the mountain spawned into it, but something's not right there. But the main focus for this right now is probably miners. So what I got to do is get my emeralds, and then we talk to this fellow, and then you can buy stuff off him. So, like, a skull. A skull is something I want to get, because I noticed my people, my village, they're all happy, but they're all stupid. Like, the guy or two that I checked out, their intelligence was like 5 out of 100. but their happiness is like 80 or 90. So I mean, overall, that's not so bad, I guess. Where is there like a mine? Or do they just go and do that on their own? Mine shaft. Oh, it only costs 3 to do a mine shaft. Alright. So we're probably going to go down to diamond level, and then do a bunch of hallways, and then get like 6 miners down there, and see how they do. Oh, and I got a cake, and I put it in here for all the villagers, but I wanted to put it on the table, because it's a pressure plate, and put it above it, so now it's up there. Plus, I don't think the villagers are going to eat it anyway, so I just been like picking at it every time I'm around, and I have hunger, so yeah. That's something I did. Alright, let's uh-oh. Corellium dust. Now this is from the Abyssal mod. That's 2 things I got from the Abyssal mod from the Illuminati pet. So the Illuminati pet, I kind of think it's a little, like, cheaty, to be honest, but I mean, I got it fair and square, so I'm not gonna, I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. That's something people say? I wonder if this, oh, apparently that's just how far out they went. So I'm hoping they start, like, chopping down the trees inside the village. Because I want them to get rid of those, so I don't have to do it. And then chop the ones down outside. That's... But you can't really direct them on what to do. Like, I know, they have a mind of their own. Like, what? It's the world coming to. People think for themselves. They should all be slaughtered. So, I got to thinking today. Ooh. These guys are very important for Abyssal Craft, so we'll have to come back to this. I'm actually looking for a graveyard I can pillage real quick. But, actually, let's mark that on the map. I don't know what they're called, I can't remember. So we're gonna call it, that's a good color for it. Just do that. Okay. Anyways, I was doing a little bit of thinking today. I ran into, someone at Walmart, and it made me think of somebody, and, they asked, and the somebody I thought about asked me a question. And they're like, what happened to you that made you stop caring? And, usually when somebody asks me a question like that, I'm like, I give them a real short, simple, sarcastic kind of answer, and I'm like, you know what? Live my life and you'll understand. But, I actually thought about it, and I'm like, well, I think I stopped caring when I realized that my life is pretty much meaningless. I think that's when I pretty much stopped caring. That, nothing I say or do matters. And that's just... Quiverpet's pretty awesome. But, when you realize that, your entire life is a lie, you were born and you were told that you can be anything you want to be, you can do anything you want to do, just to grow up to find out that democracy is a facade. Like, there is no democracy. The only thing, like, your word doesn't count for anything if you're not rich or powerful. Whenever you realize that, that's when I stopped caring. I mean, I always had a weird way of looking at life. I was always like, well, who cares? It's just whatever. Live free, be merry, whatever, flower child kind of idea, I guess. But you know what? I have a feeling that this is a trap. But yeah, I was gonna do like a Facebook status and be like, oh, so you know this, that, and the other thing. You know, somebody asked me this question, and this is why I feel the way I feel. But then I was like, you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The like my everything I say and do is completely pointless. So you know, what does it matter? But if she ever watches this video, that's my answer to your question. I stopped caring when I realized that everything I do and say, and everything I was taught growing up, is pretty much a complete joke. This requires a spider key, and I just happen to have one. That's an odd coincidence. Let's, it does work that way. Cool beans. Alright, I'm keeping the spider lock, because I think they're cool looking. An emerald key. Very nice. And blaze powders, you can't really go wrong with that. But I need to make some room. But yeah, long story short, I'm not sure how well you followed that. But long story short, that's my reason. Oh, the keys have a durability too. Wicked. I'm learning a lot about this mod. So, a couple other, well, we're kind of just like, you know, laying stuff out on the table here. A couple other things that happened recently. I went down and I was talking to this. Oh, okay. So in my town, there is like nothing. There's like nothing. There's a bunch of busybody old ladies and you know a couple handful of families and you know like a dollar store, which is the one place I go to. So that's you know it's like you know I talk about it. You know when I say go to the store, it's the dollar store because it's the only store in town. But they put in a like a food place. You could buy pizza and burgers and stuff like that, and like, you know, little stuff. Their crab cake sandwich is pretty good to be for you know getting specific, but um, they they're never they never last long. Like I knew the last 3 people that ran a business there, and they always say they can't make enough money to support the rent that is required by the person. And I'm like, well, why does the person charge so much? Because this town needs something like this. Like, having something like this is definitely, without a doubt, an asset. So, why does the landlord insist on charging so much? Because if it's not rented out, they can't be making money on it. So, I mean, if they're putting out their people, they're not making money with it just sitting there. So you would think they'd come to some sort of compromise, but you know that's just the last 3 people told me the same thing. Either they weren't making enough money to make them happy, they weren't making enough money, you know, they had this get rich quick scheme in mind, or but it's true that the landlord is just like, you know, slimeballing them, and that's just so. I went there tonight. It was probably like 5 o'clock. I figured they'd be closed because, you know, They probably close early. And she said that she doesn't get a lot of business, and she hasn't been getting a lot of business. She said she's there by herself because she can't even hire anybody. Um, by the way, I'll throw this out there too. For some reason, that chick kind of reminds me of my mother. Like, in a way, I guess aesthetically. Like, not so much personality, but aesthetically, she kind of has like a. She kind of looks like her, I guess. But, that's besides the point. But I went there and she's like, oh yeah, we have coffee. And I was like, sweet, because nobody has coffee. And it's like cheaper than anywhere else. So I sat down there and I was talking to her and drank a cup of coffee and so on and so forth. And she's like, you can't give up. Like, I guess somehow we got into the conversation of, what I do and what I've been doing, what I'm gonna be doing. Like somehow, some way, the conversation ended up a level more personal than it should have for, somebody selling me coffee. But I mean, she was bored and I was alone and I was bored, so, whatever. That's the other bad part when you realize life that you gotta be afraid to talk to people because they might use it against you. But, yeah. So, looks like they're not doing too bad on food. Looks like we're doing alright here. I don't know if that conversation had a point or I just kind of rambled, but yeah, there's some useless information for you. Apparently she's a fairly good artist, so I showed her something that I've learned recently. Actually, I've been kind of bragging about it to a couple of people because it's a new skill I picked up. I learned how to make a rose out of paper towels. And I mean, it's not going to win any awards or, I'm not going to it's not going to be like, it's just a cute little parlor trick, more or less. Something that, I guess it could be viewed as flirtatious, but, I mean, the last two people I showed it to were old enough to be my freaking mother, so it's not really my forte. Watch this. Watch this. Ow. Ow. Evil cow. I'm pretty sure that's from the Abyss mod too. Like, I'm pretty sure that's why some passive mobs attack you at nighttime. Is that it? Is that all I got? I thought it was going to give me something special because it was Infernal and, Abyssal. Oh well. No harm, no foul. Another thing that's been on my mind. I've been, like, I kind of try to stay away from junk food, like, as much as I can anyway. But, I mean, in certain situations, if that's all you got to eat, that's what you're going to eat. So, unfortunately, in certain situations, that's just how it is. But, I used to like tasty cakes, like certain ones, and, I noticed that I used to like the Coconut Juniors, and then I noticed that they got, like, weird. Like, they're not as good as they used to be. Like, now they're like, you eat them and it's like sponge cake with icing, like, soaked in oil. And, like, you can, like, taste the oil. It's, like, so gross. So I stopped eating them, but I kind of like the jellied ones. But the point there is, I'm like, okay, so I used to eat these things all the time. Did my taste buds change, or did it just become, like, gross? Did they change the recipe? I don't know. I don't know. But it was, to me, they're straight up disgusting now. And they used to be one of my favorites. Now I kind of stick with, like, the jelly-filled ones. They're kind of alright. No, like I said, I'm pretty much rambling. So I think I'm pretty much gonna call it quits there. There's not really much I can do as far as the Techtopia goes. I can trade in a bunch of the spruce wood. So if you see the spruce wood's green, that means the villagers cut it down. I took it because I was going to build the wall out of it, but I decided not to. Now if it's white, that means I cut it down. So I can take this here and I can take it and trade it in. And anything else that's green for that fact. Which I think I might have something else. Maybe a stack of wheat. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I got all these oak leaves. Oh, the inventory pets chest. Okay, so while we're here, let's get into the vanilla food pantry. As I'm trying to think of stuff we can do before I call it quits. So if you take this here rock salt crystals from the vanilla food pantry, and you take these here pigtails, and the raw pork hocks. Where I come from, they call it ham hocks, but, you know, I might be completely wrong. But this turns into 6 salt each. So that's going to give me 360, which is roughly 6 stacks. We're just going to go ahead and do that. That's roughly 6 stacks. That's some good quick math. But now I think this takes 2 per. And then the raw pork hocks turn into these salted pork hocks. And it's the only way you can do this. You can't cook these as is. I tried. But, and then these get salted pigtails, which I don't think you can cook these up. What? How did I get that? New World Taste gave me a shulker shell? That doesn't make sense. Why would that happen? Did I get it from the Illuminati pet by accident somehow? I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Oh well. Illuminati pet. Iron Hoe confirmed. So let's, now we can cook these. And now the pigtails, I don't really think we can cook them. But I can make bags of pigtails. One of the things I got from my Illuminati pet was a bag of salmon. That was kind of cool. So you get these, and you can make adventure kebabs. Isn't there an adventure kebab in the in Lycanites? That could be confusing. And then, or you can salt them, and then the salted ones turn into this, which I'm probably just going to use the salted ones for this 57,600 FE generation, just for the pigtails being salted. So I think I'm going to use them for that. Now, I don't know. Okay, so 57,000 something for these. Let's, okay, 50. Oh, wait. I can't do the salted ones in a bag? Okay, apparently I can't do the salted ones in a bag. So they can only do bag of raw pigtails. That's disappointing. And it does 0 FE. Wow, that's really disappointing. I was like, man, if I could bag those up and do 8 of them for 57,000 in one, that'd be awesome. But that's apparently not how that works. Okay, so I can put the salt away. That should be cooking up my ham hocks. Now we're gonna go see about selling these. And, I guess we'll give them the iron hoe. That's something to, bolster their, whatchamacallit, their productivity. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Okay. Let's, lava. I want to see if that shield actually melts down. Which I'm gonna guess it probably isn't going to. Please tell me this works. Yes! And it gives off light, too. That's really wicked. I like that. That's cool. I never used these tanks before. I used the reservoirs ones, but that's super cool. Oh, the shield does do it. I don't know what kind of shield this is. It just says shield. And all the base metal shields just say shield. So, I mean, I'm thinking, when I looked at it, it's probably a steel one, but I'm not sure. But either way, this will give us some gold and some whatever this is. I hope it's not like pewter or something, because that's pretty useless. But we'll find out. What I need more than anything is this, because I need to make casts, and I don't have any gold. So, I have 3 gold. That's all I got. There's all my iron. Did I just make that? I don't know. What else did I need? I can't remember what I needed. Emeralds. So, my aluminum iPad's getting kind of low. Oh my gosh! That was a complete coincidence. So we're gonna make some more nuggets. That was a free... That's awesome. That's just great. How am I doing on? Okay. 22 raw pork chops. 24 poppies. The poppies are for this, and the raw meat's for this. It's supposed to take any raw meat, but it seems to be kind of particular. So... And it's just getting to sunrise, so let's go see what kind of emeralds we can get, and see if we can get ourselves some miners. I just overshot it. There we go. Alright. So we need mines and miners, and I want to get that kind of set up. I know I'm not at diamond level yet, but that's fine. I mean, I can set it up for them to start mining where I'm at, and then go from there. Oh, I changed the Lycanites mob settings big time. I made them like, I think 5% stronger in every aspect, but I took away the instability buff, or the instability debuff they can give you, and I took away the griefing, the torch griefing by kobolds, and I took away the what was the other thing I took away? I took away the way they can melt, the way the ember loggers can melt cobblestone. I took that away, and I took away something else. I'm not sure, but I've removed a lot of things. Like I removed a couple of the like really annoying things, but I did make things. I did make everything stronger to kind of compensate for it. Plus, I kind of want the Lycanites mobs to be like the scare factor of this. Lycanites and Mousies. I want them to be like the scare factor. Everything else I want them to be like vanilla mobs, like, you know, oh, they're dangerous, they can kill you, but you gotta watch out for the Mousies and the Lycanites. That's kind of like my plan. What I need is to find some nomads to give them a job. I don't want to change any of these guys' jobs because right now this village is functioning. The only thing I lost so far, I think, was 3 farmers and a guard. And I lost them. Well, I lost 2 farmers to starvation, and I lost the... What is that? Blue slime balls. Aha. But, I lost, 2 farmers to starvation, and I lost a farmer and a guard to the necromancer. I didn't quite make it in time. Come here, you little rat. He's a tiny baby one. I wish I could literally keep him as pets. That'd be really cool. I was gonna add the, there's a mod I learned about through Atlanticraft, or Scramblecraft. The, I can't remember what it was called. It's the one with the little minions you can get. And they're all hostile, but you can tame them. and I don't know, I can't remember what the mod was called, but when I looked at it, it was a little too Pokemon-like, and I love Pokemon, I do, but this is not supposed to be that. It's not what this is. Where, if I was a nomad, where would I be? I'm freaking Spider-Man. Look at that. Spider-Man. I know, that was like Batman, or like some butchered version of Batman, but you know, you get my point. Oh, this guy's important. Let's talk to you. See if he takes spruce wood. He does. That's all he'll take. For now, anyway. Unless I go find another merchant, or I find something else to trade him. He taps out at certain amounts. It's going to be a lot easier to find nomads when all these trees are gone. I could just cut them down, but I'm being kind of lazy. I guess we'll give this a couple more seconds, and if a nomad doesn't show up, I think I'm going to end the episode, and then we can look into it next episode. Because we got a lot of lumberjacks, and we got a lot of farmers. It doesn't look like we have... I wonder if I can give the nitwit a job. Yeah, I guess we'll keep the nitwit. I don't really know... Let's check his stats. I'm a little curious. Where you at, nitwit? There you are. So he has no happiness. He has corked pork chops. I wonder if... Okay, maybe I will trade his... Read in library and visit tavern is all he can do. I wonder if I could... Well, let's see if it works. Because right now, he's a miserable person that's just eating food. Okay, gotta like... Sweet! So now... He's a miner. Alright. Perfect. Now we gotta give him a place to mine at. So let's check some of these other guys. His happiness is at 80, so I guess it's just not a good place to be a nitwit. Her happiness is kind of low, too. They were doing really good. I mean... excuse me. They may have lost a lot of happiness, the ones that were stuck outside. Because when I was building the wall, a couple of them got caught outside. And I think that's the ones that lost the happiness. Which, that's fine, because, you know, I'll put a tavern in and get a bard. And we should, you know, be able to bolster that, too. You know, I think this is the most I've ever used the word bolster in a single day. Like, that's not a word I really use very often. Do I have torches? I do. So I was coming down here, right? And I ran into this. I thought it was a, I thought I found a stronghold already. But apparently I did not. It's just, it's part of the dungeon I'm doing over there. You know what? I need an item frame. This spider pet comes in handy for this. I don't think I have an item frame on me, There's probably not one back at the village that I can use that isn't already being used, so they gotta go get one. I break spiderwebs because it will spawn banshees if you don't. And banshees are kind of good for a source of ender pearls, but they're kind of annoying too because they can phase through walls and they're hard to hit. Okay, so I think I'm going to end the episode. We're 45 minutes deep, and I'm trying not to, like, bore you guys to death. So, it's pewter. That's just my luck. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys to death. We'll get the mine set up, see if I can get some. See how much further we can get to Techtopia and the treasure mod, and how much further we can get into this dungeon next episode. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.